Hey guys, Bazzy back here, and in today's video we have episode 14 of our Pittsburgh Penguins franchise mode here on NHL 25. If you guys missed the last one, it was a doozy. Somehow, someway, we snuck into the playoffs. We're like the 17th ranked team in the NHL, should not have made it, did not deserve to make it, but we are at the dance. Acquired a guy like Brandon Hagel, who played a huge role. Callahan had a pretty good rookie year. We acquired Marco Rossi. You have Crosby Malkin, unfortunately at this point dropping off quite a bit. Same with an Erik Karlsson, same with a Chris Letang. These guys are unfortunately just getting older. And I've already made the decision. This is it. This is the last year before the full-on rebuild happens. So whatever happens, happens. So we are facing the 60-win Boston Bruins. They have Farabee, Pastrnak, Lindholm as their top line. Outside of that, it's more or less the same Bruins team just a couple years later. Defensively, very solid. And in the net, they have a 91 Swayman. So just like all the playoff runs that I do here, if there is extra time added to the end, that is just to try and avoid spoilers. So I'll probably just throw a thank you for watching sign up for, 10, 15 minutes, whatever it may be. And depending on how long this run ends up going. So here we go. The last chance. David versus Goliath. First period, 1-0 Pittsburgh. Malkin opens the scoring in the playoffs. 2-0 after 2, Porter Martone. And a 4-0 shutout in Game 1. Marco Rossi scores both of our goals. There we go. There is a huge start against the Boston Bruins, shutting them out in Game 1. That's on the road too. We're going to be on the road the whole way through the playoffs, unfortunately. Let's see if we can keep it up in Game 2. Again, no changes. Let's just keep on simming here and see what happens. First period, 1-0 Penguins. Marco Rossi again. Second period, 1-1. Mason Lohrei gets their first goal of the playoffs. 3-3 after 3. Hagel gets 2. Lindholm and Pastrnak for them. And in overtime, Jared McCann on the power play. Just like that, we're up 2-0 over this team. Okay, we're playing good. Let's just keep with it here. Game number 3, we're going back home. Let's just keep up this strong play and see what happens. All right, so game 3, let's jump into it. Blomqvist, he's put up pretty good numbers there. First period here in game number 3, 0-0. Second period here, 1-1, Appleton and Brad Marchand. And in the third, 4-1 Penguins. Appleton with the hat trick. What the heck is going on? And just like that, we are up 3-0. Over the President's Trophy winners, the 60-win Boston Bruins. We do lose Jared McCann there, which really, really, really hurts. Okay, so here's playing first line center. We'll just probably slot everybody up for the moment. Malkin can move to center. Koivunen can move up, and I guess Ponomarev can just swap in there on the fourth line. Hopefully that doesn't hurt us too much here again. 3-0. Come on, guys. Let's just keep playing our style of hockey. We're playing really good. I don't know if it's just the matchup. Whatever it is, keep it going. Here we go. Game number 4 in Pittsburgh. First period, 2-0 Bruins, Letourneau and Carlo. Good start for them. 2-1 though. Erik Karlsson gets 1 back for us. And in the third, Kailer Yamamoto will add a goal for the Bruins as they take it by a score of 3-1. So we knew it wasn't going to be that easy. Come on, we gave them their game here. Going back to Boston. Don't give them any momentum here. Jared McCann is back. That is amazing to see. I do not care if you are not fully healthy. You are coming back into the lineup. We need you desperately right now. So Jared McCann scratched. We will swap him out with Ponomarev. Get him back first line center. And we're ready to continue on. Game number 5 here in Boston. Let's put the pressure on them early here. First period, 1-1. Koivunen and Dean Letourneau. Second period, 1-1 still. And in the third, Letang, Martone, and Pickering scored for the Penguins. And just like that, we are moving on to round number 2. Marco Rossi does go down with an injured elbow, but I am absolutely in shock right now. How did we take this team down? Let's go to the standings here. I just want to show you guys once again. Boston, 60 wins, 124 points on the season. You got to scroll quite a ways to get to us. 40 wins, 86 points. We did not deserve to win that matchup. We were not the better team in that matchup. But somehow, someway, once again, we got it done. So who are we going to have in round number 2? Looks like it's either going to be the Toronto Maple Leafs or the Montreal Canadiens. It is 3-3 in their series. I'm curious who will come out on top. In round number 2, we will be facing the Montreal Canadiens. Interesting. So they take down the Leafs in 7 games. Before we check out their lines, I just want to get Marco Rossi back in the lineup. Saw that since we had a couple of days off there, he was able to at least get somewhat healthy to be able to start in game number 1. So Montreal, what are you guys looking like here a couple of seasons in? So you have Slafkovsky, you have Suzuki, Caulfield, Demidov, obviously 87 now, Brock Besser on the third line, that's really good depth. Defensively, they have Lane Hudson there, 89 playing second pair. You have Reinbacher. They just have a really, really solid defense pairings. And Samuel Montembeault backed up by Jacob Fowler. So I don't know how this team, once again, only got 41 wins. That seems a little bit low. They actually seem like they have a very good, very deep roster. This will not be easy. But let's go. Come on. Starting things out on the road once again. 2-1 Penguins, Lilleberg. Jared McCann. Waugh for them. In the second, Brandon Hagel adds another goal for us. And in the third, Slafkovsky will add one more for the Canadiens, but it will not be enough. Just like that, once again, we're up 1-0 here to start out the series. Much better than being behind. So game number 2 in Montreal. Again, let's just keep up this good momentum. Team is playing good. Everything's flowing well. First period, Ivan Demidov scores on Blomqvist. After 2, it's 2-2. Appleton, Hagel, more for them. And in the third, unfortunately, we do let in 3 goals there, only scoring one of our own to lose 5-3. Okay, so it's a 1-1 series tie. We're going back to Pittsburgh. Honestly, splitting on the road is never a bad thing. It's better than being down 2-0. Game number 3, come on, let's rebound. First period, 3-3, what the heck? Martone, McCann, Hagel for us. Suzuki, Caulfield, and Goulet for them. After 2-0, no scoring there. And in the third, 6-4 win, Martone, Moore, and Malkin, and Spence for them. Okay, there we go. So we got our win back. Big 6-4 win over the Montreal Canadiens. We have another game at home here, game number 4. Come on, let's really put the pressure on these guys here. Don't want them to tie it up. First period, 0-0. Second period here, 3-1 Penguins. Malkin, McCann, and McCann. Caulfield gets one for them. And in the third, Caulfield will add 1, but it is not enough. Okay, we're looking really, really good here again. Don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but I like how this team is playing. Game number 5 in Montreal. Have a chance to finish off the Canadiens. Let's see what'll happen. First period, 0-0. Second period, 2-0 Penguins. Crosby and Koivunen. That's huge. And in the third, Callahan and Appleton, Newhook and Slafkovsky for them. But it will not be enough. The Pittsburgh Penguins are off to the conference finals for the second straight year. I don't know how this team is doing it. We're not that good of a lineup. All our top guys are dropping off. Looking at the points, McCann with 14, Hagel with 10, Martone with 10. Like, everyone's just doing pretty good. Crosby there with 4 is one of our weaker players. Like, Ilian there with 3 assists isn't amazing. Goaltending-wise, Blomqvist has been phenomenal, 928 save percentage. Okay, so we're looking good here. We've taken down the Bruins. We've taken down the Canadiens. Devils or Islanders are up next. And it actually looks like we will be facing off against the New Jersey Devils. Once again, you would have to think the Devils still at this point are a very good team. Let's go see what their roster is constructed of. So New Jersey, you still have Bratt, you still have Hughes, you still have Meyer. Second line looks pretty solid as well. Olofsson, Colton, Tumala. Yeah, it's not bad. Oh, what a defense core though. That is one of the best top 6s I have seen the AI construct in this game. That is insane. And then Markstrom and Brennan as goalies, that might be a bit of their weakness. No injuries, an 81 overall Markstrom who is aging at this point. I don't know. Forward core isn't amazing, defensive core is insane, and the goaltending is very meh. Let's see what happens. First period, game 1, Heischer and Crosby score in the first. Second period, 4-2 Penguins, Rossi, Malkin, Koivunen, Colton for them. And in the third, no scoring for the 4-2 win. There we go. Once again, third straight series, we pick up the win in game number 1. It's a good trend to have. Let's just keep it up. Second game here in New Jersey. Come on, guys. Keep on the pressure. Don't let up here. 0-0 after 1. After 2, 2-0 Devils, Bratt and Meyer. And in the third, teams will trade goals, but it will not be enough. But just like in the Canadian series, we split the series on the road, 1 game apiece. There's a lot worse places to be in. Let's just go home and show them what we have. First period here in Pittsburgh, 1-0 Devils, Dougie Hamilton on the power play. Second period, 2-0 Ross Colton. And in the third, 3-0, they will shut us out. So the first time we trail in these playoffs, going down 2-1 to New Jersey. Next game here is critical. I think we might want to make a couple of small line changes here. Just kind of see what's clicking. See what we can maybe just shake up. Like Rossi, Crosby, honestly, with his poise. We need to try and get him going. Illian 2 assists recently, but outside of that hasn't been great. Trevor Moore has been good. Honestly, I want to get Moore up, but I don't want him to play with Crosby and Malkin because then at that point you're just moving the third line up. So I'd swap him with him and Hagel. I think that'll work for now. Okay, come on, guys. We need to tie up this series at 2. Do not go down to 3-1 to this Devils team. First period, 2-1 Devils. Hughes, Heischer, and Gavrikov for us. Still 2-1 after 2. We need a big third. And in the third, Erik Karlsson back-to-back goals. And we win the game 3-2. So Erik Karlsson in the third becomes our hero. Love to see it. Okay, so we're heading back to New Jersey. It is a best-of-3 series here. Who is going to win 2 games first? First period, 0-0. Second period, 3-2 Penguins. McCann, Rossi, Crosby for us. Fabry and Heischer for them. And in the third, Trevor Moore will add the empty netter for the 4-2 victory. Just like that. One more game, guys. One more win, and we are off to our second straight Stanley Cup final. Back in Pittsburgh, let's just finish this off right here. First period, Illian adds a goal on a power play. First goal of the playoffs for him. After 2, it's 3-0, Koivunen and Crosby. And in the third, Hagel adds 1 as we win the game 4-1, and we'll move on once again to the Stanley Cup Finals. So it looks like we're going to be matched up against either the Vancouver Canucks or the Minnesota Wild. It is 3-3 in their series. In the Stanley Cup Finals, we will be facing the Minnesota Wild. Interesting. I wonder what they are looking like at this point in franchise mode. Again, Kaprizov's still likely there, I'm thinking. Going to be an absolute monster still for them. Should be very highly rated. Minnesota, what are you looking like? Not LA. So they have Boldy, Eriksson, Kaprizov, insane first line. Second line there, they have an aging Zuccarello. Oh, they have Savoie. That's right. We traded him there at the deadline. Still was a -9 after getting traded. He's just not good defensively. Maybe we can exploit it. Outside of that, they have pretty good depth on this team. No other real superstars. Obviously, Faber up to an 89 is very good. Just a solid defensive core. And in the net, they have Wallstead, who's been putting up pretty good numbers. And Kuzmenko's injured. Outside of that, they have Ben and Giroux scratched. Okay, Stanley Cup Finals in Minnesota. First 2 games. Let's go. This is it. Do or die. Will this team win or will we lose? First period, 2-1 Penguins. Karlsson, Koivunen for us, Stromel for them. In the second, Erik Karlsson adds another 3-1. And in the third, Kaprizov will add 1, but it is not enough. Game 1 for 4 straight series goes to the Pittsburgh Penguins. Love to see that. Let's continue on here. Game number 2, once again, in the XL Energy Center in Minnesota. First period, 1-0 Wild, Zuccarello. Second period, 3-1 Kaprizov, Zuccarello, Martone for us. And in the third, no scoring, and we will drop game number 2. So, unfortunately, dropping game number 2 once again. It's like the third time in a row we've done this, just have not had any luck. Okay, let's continue on here. Game number 3. We're going back home to Pittsburgh. Let's come out firing. 0-0 after 1. After 2, 2-1 Wild. Faber and Zuccarello, Rossi for us. And in the third, 4-2 Wild. So once again, just like last series, go down 2-1 here. I think we might need to make a few changes here. Just kind of get some of the chemistry going, shake some lines up. Have to tie this thing up. We cannot afford to go down 3-1, especially losing on home ice. So Callahan, not great. Ilian. Koivunen's actually done really good, 10 points there on the fourth line. We're definitely moving him up, definitely moving Callahan down. Outside of that, I don't know. Martone has been average. Should we maybe look at moving up one of the vets? Malkin gives it a +5 somehow. Honestly, I'm not against it. Let's continue on here. It's a must-win game. Cannot afford to go down here to the Wild. First period, 1-0 Penguins. Gabrikov for us. Second period, 3-1. Trevor Moore and Koivunen. Koivunen's been so good. Ogren for them. And in the third, we'll hang on for the 3-1 win. So this series is tied at 2. It's a best-of-3 series for the Stanley Cup. 2 games on the road, 1 game at home. Do we have it in us? Let's go. First period, 3-1 Wild. Hartman, Zuccarello, Savoie, Moore for us. 4-4 though after 2. Koivunen, Callahan, Rossi, Dvorak all score. And in the third, I'm putting the controller down. Do we have a hero here? Penguins go to the power play. No goal, unfortunately. But Sidney Crosby answers right after the power play expires. Another power play for the Penguins here in the third. Come on, guys. 5 minutes left. We need to hold on to this lead. 2 minutes. 1 minute. No, Ryan Hartman. 1:04 left. Ties up this game. We're going to overtime. Game number 5. And first overtime goes nowhere. One more overtime. The Minnesota Wild. Matthew Boldy takes it. So we go down 3-2 after losing a heartbreaker in overtime. We cannot afford to blow these games late in the periods. Like a minute left, you just have to lock the game down at that point. It's unacceptable. Okay, so this is it. Do or die. Crosby, you're moving up with Malkin. You guys are the faces of the franchise. I do not care. Rossi, you're moving up. Moore. Honestly, I don't really know. Callahan actually can go in the middle. Moore can go the wing. That's what we're going to look like, I think, forward-wise, defensively. Anyone struggling, Letang's a -1. I think we're just going to move Letang down to the third pairing, and it also helps with chemistry. So that's the lineup. Do or die. Come on, guys. Game number 6. Let's tie this thing up. Let's bring it back to Minnesota. First period, 2-1 Wild. Kaprizov, Kuznetsov, Ilian for us. 3-2 though after 2. Letang and Gabrikov. Once again, controller is going down. Can we hold on to this 1-goal lead this time? Couldn't do it last game. Can we make it happen this time? Well, I'll go to the power play, but we kill it off. We have 5 minutes left. We're out shooting them here by about 7. 2 minutes, 1 minute. We go to the power play, and just like that, we hang on for the 3-2 win. All right, so that can only mean one thing. Game 7, Stanley Cup Finals in Minnesota. This is what you play for. These are the moments you want. Going to edit lines. I think this is what the team is going to look like. Crosby, Malkin, it's your last chance at a Stanley Cup. We're not going to be going for it next year. We're going to be likely a very, very bad team. Do you guys want it? It's one game. Leave nothing on the ice. No regrets. Come on. Game 7, Minnesota. Let's go. First period, 0-0. They're out shooting us 13-7. Second period, 2-1 Wild. Brodin, of all people, gets both goals. Once again, for the last time, controllers down. Power play for the Penguins goes nowhere. We are down 2-1 in the third. Power play Minnesota goes nowhere. 10 minutes left. And Trevor Moore ties this game up at 2. Power play again for the Penguins with about 5 minutes left. Killed off. 2 minutes, 1 minute. And once again, we're going to overtime. But this time, the next goal will win the Stanley Cup. Okay, we got the true broadcast. We're ready to go. Wild will win the opening faceoff. Kirill Kaprizov comes in, huge save by Blomqvist. Crosby gets it, spins off to Carlson. Carlson to McCann. McCann shoots, big save by Wallstead. So each team gets a shot there in the opening minute 24 of overtime. So let's keep the first line out there. Crosby, we need you here. Huge face-off in the offensive zone. Come on. So here we go. 2-2. They're out shooting us still. Crosby does lose that draw. Faber takes it behind the net, comes out front, decides to skate with it, going past the red line, passes off to Kaprizov. We definitely have to watch him. Boldy shoots. It is blocked. Crosby spins, gives it to McCann once again. Coming up that left side wall, let's make a change on the defense. Malkin comes in, shoots, rebound is saved. Great chance there by Malkin, but Middleton will just take it out. Middleton once again, pass is intercepted by Malkin. Pickering will pick up the puck here, brings it in. Come on, guys, just get some shots on the net. Anything can go in here. Pickering's shot is blocked. Boldy will take it here. Another guy we have to be careful of. He is very high overall, has his zone ability there. So you can see passes to Kaprizov in the slot, but it is blocked. Porter Martone passes up to Owen Pickering. Pickering skates with it. Passes off. Puck is intercepted though. Faber now takes it. Brings it up to Kaprizov. He's been all over the ice here this overtime. Past the Boldy. Huge save there by Blomqvist. Chris Letang now takes it. Letang gets it out at least, but Boldy will strip it from him. Eriksson Ek comes in. Eriksson Ek to Kaprizov in the slot. Huge save one-on-one by Blomqvist. Cannot be letting Kaprizov get that open. With his shot, his overall, that could have been game over. Okay, so defensive zone draw. Crosby back out there. Come on, we need a huge face-off one. He's good on the draws, and he wins it. Erik Karlsson now takes it, passes up to Malkin. We get it out of the zone. Passes off to McCann. McCann just loses it in the defender's feet. Kaprizov, who's still out there. He's been out there this whole overtime. Holy. Kaprizov shoots and he goes 5-hole and scores. Kirill Kaprizov has won the Stanley Cup for the Minnesota Wild. That is their first Stanley Cup in franchise history. I cannot believe it. This aging team goes all the way 2 straight years to the Stanley Cup Finals. We drop it last year to the Kraken. And this year, we get it all the way to Game 7, overtime, and lose by a goal.
And here comes Cap, the engine, the lifeblood, the heart and soul of this squad. And he's finally a Stanley Cup winner.
Yeah, for the first time to be able to hoist that cup is an incredible feeling. I can just imagine the emotion that's circulating through his veins. But he has done everything for this team.
I don't even know what to say. That is just too bad. I feel like we failed Malkin. I feel like we failed Crosby. I feel like we failed Letang. It sucks to get so close. Just one of those times winning it would have sufficed. Just like that, Minnesota wins the cup. Good on them. Columbus moves up from 5-1 in the draft lottery. Let's see the retired players. This is going to be big. Are any of our big 3 calling it a career? Let's find out. Retired players. So Jamie Benn of the Wild goes out on top. Chris Letang, he will be retiring at the end of this season. Outside of that, I don't see any Penguins. Let's see. Pittsburgh. Chris Letang is the only player calling it a career. Goaltending, obviously nothing. Letang down to 79 overall. Played 1,398 games for us. Just absolute stud. One of the best defenders in franchise history. He's meant so much to this team. 3 Stanley Cups. Bill Masterton Trophy. Thank you, Chris Letang. So, like I said, even though some of these guys might be coming back for another season, not retiring, we just can't put a team around them at this point that is going to be competitive. We have to be smart. They'll stay on the team. We're not letting them go, but we have to start rebuilding and do things right. And I think that is going to do it for today's episode of our Pittsburgh Penguins franchise mode. Ends in heartbreak, sucks, but we'll rebuild and come back stronger. Like I said, I'll probably add a little bit of time to the end of this video just to try and avoid those spoilers. But that'll do it for this one. I will see you all in the next video.